Hello, I'm CrayonBox and it's nice to see you on camera for the first time. Well, doesn't look like I'll be flying anywhere today. To fly or not to fly? That is the question today, relating to the weather. This video will appeal to those interested in aviation, low hour and experienced pilots, and budding meteorologists who love to appreciate the weather phenomenon. One of the most important things a pilot must do when deciding to fly is to check and continue to monitor the weather. This can start a week out from the intended flight. Watching the weather evolve helps the pilot understand what might be going to happen and how the conditions on the day of the intended flight will affect the decision to go or no go. Most of us enjoy a smooth flight with minimal turbulence, even though sometimes that weather feature is enjoyable to some in its own right as a challenge. Turbulence is either caused by wind or warm conditions and rising thermals, and often a combination of both. A microlight aircraft is more affected than a large aircraft due to its light weight and slower airspeed. But another major weather feature that must always be considered is cloud and fog. Low cloud. These conditions around hilly country are often a fatal combination for the over-ambitious pilot. So how do I plan? There are many tools available these days. Many are free and some come at a small fee. So let's have a look at a few. Following is a look at some of Australia's options. On the internet and available to anybody, there is the Bureau of Meteorology, or BOM, and Weather Zone. With a subscription, the official pilot's resource you can access is Air Services Australia. Then we have apps. The use of tablets and phones opens up lots of options. The BOM and Weather Zone have apps as well as their websites mentioned above. A couple of my other favourites are Windy and Wind Finder. As pilots, a key part of any flight is planning. Two major EFBs, or electronic flight bags, exist in Australia, AvPlan and Oz Runways. They both allow flight route planning using official, regularly updatable aeronautical charts, but also the current weather conditions for planning and in-flight purposes. Today we are going to take a brief look at AvPlan. Here we have AvPlan, and this screen shows the chart with an overlay of the satellite cloud cover imagery. Then we also can show the radar imagery of the rainfall currently falling. Now this can be used during flight to see what rain might be ahead on our route. A new feature recently added is, and maybe by the time you're watching this it's probably not so new, but it's called the GAF, or the Graphical Area Forecasts. It's a graphical way of representing what's happening around the country and allows us to therefore plan our flight better according to the weather conditions that exist. The next part of this screen shows the detail that we can then select to see what is going on at different altitudes in those areas. Through AvPlan and also through Air Services Australia, or on the NAPES site, we can gain access to local air terminal information regarding the weather. A decode is required. You need to understand how to do that, but we can get very specific up-to-date information about the weather conditions at particular airfields. Also in AvPlan we can look at the winds at different altitudes. This graphical representation is for 5,000 foot winds. We can also look at the isobars and see what the current synoptic situation is for Australia. And we can also look at that on a national level or a state level. So that's my brief overview of the AvPlan weather. Oz Runways also has similar features too. So there you go. I hope you got something out of this video and you now have more access to meteorological wizardry. Always remember, when planning to go flying, at the very least, never forget to tell someone where you are going and when you expect to be back. I know you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it for you. Hit that thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed for the next video. See you then.